Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, YouTube. What's going on? It's your boy, Joey Does Tech, and welcome yourselves back to a brand new video. I hope everyone has had a decent day and can look to laugh at my failure as we try and attempt what it is I'm doing in this one. I'm going to try and keep the description / introduction quite short in this one. If you guys do want to have a look at anything else or any of the other projects that I've done on my iPhone 5, click on the card that you're about to see on the screen. Today, my power button does not work on my iPhone 5. I have bought a brand new flex cable, which I have been advised to do by people on Reddit and in the comment section of previous videos, as well as you can see at the top here, we have a cracked screen. So I have bought a fresh screen. So here it is. I have in fact done a screen replacement on the channel before. However, this one doesn't have a home button, which you can evidently see down here, as well as the front facing camera. So this is a little bit different compared to the previous screen replacement we done on the channel before. So no messing about. The first thing that we're actually going to try and do is replace the flex cable, which is evidently going to be the most difficult part. I need to get to the bare bones of the phone and take out the logic board as well as the old flex cable that is under some other stuff. So let's get into that. So I think this little step is a personal preference to me, and it won't apply to everyone. If you're quite inexperienced and you haven't done repairs before and you're quite nervous at where you're going to put all the screws, etc., obviously having a mat like behind this helps, but what also helps is cutting out a little bit of paper the same size as the iPhone or whatever it is that you're fixing, and to put the screws in line with that. So yeah, I'm going to take off this, you see that? I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm just going to rip this out and use that to place the screws when I take them out. It's what I done last time and that actually really helped. First things first, we're just going to remove the pentalobe screws at the bottom of the iPhone. One of them should just fall out because it's threaded. There it is. That was easy. I'm going to put that in there because I know exactly which screws these are anyway. This video is a bit more raw than the previous videos that I've done regarding the iPhone. I guess you could say that. I shouldn't need to push up on it too much because I've taken it apart before. However, good time to use our guitar pick to get in between and just slowly bring this up. See that? There we go. Slowly bend it backwards like we usually would. As you can recall, we're going to take out these three little screws up here. So we're going to take out that screw, and that screw. This one is the one to the right. Now the issue is that one of these is magnetic. I say this quite a bit whenever I'm going into my iPhone 5, which is why it's so important to have them laid out, especially for bits like this. Sorry, did I say it is magnetic or isn't? This one that I'm screwing on now isn't magnetic, so when I remove it will just fling up, which is also why it's good that I've got my little ceramic tweezers for jumpy things like that. So you can see that it's just falling down here. Grab my little tweezers, put it up there. Now I'm going to take this metal shielding off. There's 3 ribbon cables that you can see just about there that I need to take off now, so we're going to do that really quick. A lot of people have advised me, and I haven't ignored them, I've forgotten, to be honest. You should be removing the battery. Yeah, you should be removing the battery first. There it goes, and then you've got the final one at the back, which is the biggest one, and then you can safely remove the screen. Now, like I said, this screen, we're saving this till last. I need to convert the home button over and the camera. So now I'm going to take these little bits off so we can disconnect the battery, which ideally is what I should have done straight off the bat, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. Okay, so now we take this little metal shielding out, and this goes next to it. Replicate exactly where they go, and I will show you. I'll move it over now so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about all this stuff. See that? So this is my little paper iPhone, and can you see where I'm laying everything out? Back over to this, and now we disconnect the battery that we were talking about earlier, which is this little one here, which has now been disconnected. We can just move this up, and now we can actually take the battery out. We're going to remove the vibrator in the top left. So again, that's Phillips. We're going to take this little screw out here first. Again, very important to know exactly where this has gone, so I'm just going to put this on my little piece of paper. Then we've got another screw as well, which is at the top left. So we take this one out, put it top left, lift the bracket up, which we can successfully. See here, we got a screw. We need to remove this screw in the top left hand side of the device. Remove the flex cable down here for the charging port, which again has come up previously, as well as the little antenna down the bottom here That's coming out as well. I'm just going to disconnect the cable, the flex cable that plugs in at the top here. This little bit. That's going to come up, and I'm just going to fold this back over. I don't actually think there's any, I said there's nothing wrong with this one. Obviously there is, because the top power button just isn't working. So I'm just going to fold that back over like that. And then I'm going to proceed to take off this long cable that runs down the logic board for whatever reason. Fold that back and just slowly lift up these bits. There we go, and that just pops up like that, nice and easy. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've seen them. So again, these are the ones that in the previous video I stated that you need to be really careful with. Up here as well. This is now where I'm at, okay? Now I need to remove the camera bracket as well. Got the 2 screws at the top that I don't know if you remember me saying were a bit of a pain, that hold the motherboard in, that we need to get rid of as well. So we're just gonna, there's one. Now we should just be able to take the motherboard out. Putting too much force on this. Let me move it away from the side a little bit, I guess. I've made a rookie mistake. I've made an extremely rookie mistake, and it's because I thought I removed this last time, but clearly I haven't. I'm an idiot. This is why this is not a how-to. I repeat, this is why this is not a how-to. This is more of a watch Joey fail sort of video, because I've left the blimmin' SIM card tray in like a moron. All right, now we should just be able to, if this comes out as easy as, yeah, look at that, Jesus. Jesus, Joey, Jesus. And we've got the antenna wire. Remember that last time, the antenna wire? We have to unplug this from the board, and there we have the actual board itself. We're gonna put this in a very safe place for the time being, which is gonna be up there on the mat. And now we just have to work on the actual flex cable itself. We have to take off a load of parts and transfer them onto the new one. Now I'm actually gonna zoom in for this one because we need to get to the antenna cable, which should just pop out here. There we go. It's actually chopped away at some of the cable because I put it under there so tight. It's ripped it off. I don't know if you can see where it's now like gold because the coating's come off. Okay, so again, it's quite difficult to angle this, but I need to pry. There we go, that's better. Without ripping it, which is doable. Probably better off using, that is metal, so I do need to be careful, but just trying to pry it up a little bit. There we go, it just had quite a lot of glue underneath of it. And then we've got the other 2 screws that hold the power. Now remember last time we had a Phillips for the first one up here, Phillips for this one here, and then we've got the thin one for the top, which was actually quite a pain last time. And then we have another screw which is for the power button at the top. Just in that awkward position. But that's now out. Again, it's gonna be really hard to explain because we've got the power button at the top which we need to push, but the ribbon cable for the flexed cable needs to come out. So, okay, I have just taken it off. So, yeah, I think that's that. And then we just need to take off the remaining 2 bits that are down here, and then we just transfer everything over, I think. Okay, so I'm now just unscrewing the 3 screws that are on the side, left-hand side. And there's one up here as well that was like sneaky. So this one goes even higher. And then this one. And then we have it, I think. And now what we have to do is, I don't think I can show this bit because it's gonna be really, really fiddly. But I need to pull off everything now and just transfer it over to the new flex cable. So everything you see here, the volume buttons, the vibrator here, I believe that's about it, I think. But yeah, these bits here need to go over to the new flex cable that we're gonna do. So I'll be back in just a second. Hey guys, it's post-production Joey here, and I'm here to say that that was the biggest understatement of 2020. This whole process took me about 4 hours. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see if this actually works. Now what the videos don't tell you about, I'm just going to show you this real quick. So this is the motor for the flex cable, right? So this is how the flex cable looks as it would in the phone essentially, and this is where the motor would sit like that underneath. bosh. Yeah, that's how it would look. What they said is remove it carefully. What they don't mention is that if I turn this around, this flex cable, this is the part that we're talking about, looks fine, but on the other ribbon cable that we have, there are actually pins that stick out. If you see at that angle on this metal bit here, there's pins that stick out. Those pins are meant to go in the holes of this. Now, I don't know if you can really carefully see the holes on this. When I remove this, because the phone's so old, they've just snapped off. The sticks have snapped off in the holes. So I don't know what to do, to be honest. Okay, luckily I've big brained. So this was the one, this is the old one that came out of my old iPhone. Now I'm gonna try this again, but just very carefully. This is the bracket that I need to remove. I need to remove this from the ribbon cable. Wish me luck. Same thing's happened with the other one. Exactly the same thing, exactly the same thing. The sticks have actually come off on it, so. Oh God. Stressful. Long story short, to save you from the boredom, I've had to take the pins off of the flex cable using a knife. So if this doesn't work, we know why. This is probably going to be the hardest and most fiddly part. So I now need to try and put this back together, which again is going to be a pain in the arse because these little bits keep falling out. There we go. That's in there. And I've got to remove the stickies from the cable and put it back correctly, which is what I'm probably most nervous about, I'd go as far to say. Big brain. So I've cut halfway. When that loads, I've cut halfway. So I can do like a half and half motion. Do you know what, I'm actually going to super glue it. That's what I'm going to do. Where's the super glue? Okay, I've actually used super glue to put it on. Whether that's going to actually work or not, we'll find out. I'll be amazed if it does. But we will soon find out. What is this channel come to, man? Super glue on electronics. Nice. I don't know if this is going to work at all. Do you know what? I actually think I've really failed this now. God's honest truth. I think I've really flunked this. I'm going to attempt to put a screw back in. Obviously very loosely. I'm putting them back. And when I say very loosely, I mean the loosest you can ever imagine. So I'm putting these two screws back now. This one goes up here. The button's stuck, man. I think the button's the wrong way around. I think the switch is the wrong way around. So I can't put this up, basically, let me try and get this in a better angle. I can't put this switch up and down now, it's stuck. So I think it's already in up mode. So I need to take it out. It's all going wrong. This is a very fiddly one. This is a very fiddly one. The way that I'm thinking is like, if I can do this with no repair experience, then I'm gonna be able to do a lot more. I'll try and show you guys what I'm doing, but it's so tough. Oh no. Where's that screw gone, man? Please. Okay, I found it. Come on. Okay. Untighten a little bit and just make sure this is all in. Very loosey-goosey, remember? Loosey-goosey. There we go. Volume up works. And this bad boy now works. Good, we learn. Today we learned. There we go. Up, down. Decent. All right, onto the 5,000 other stressful bits we've got coming up. Okay, now I've got a lot. When I say a lot, I've got a little bit of explaining to do because it didn't go as planned as I wanted it to go. So we are going to investigate what happened. I'm just going to quickly run you guys through exactly what happened. The first thing that we confirmed was when we were transferring, I've literally been off cam for about an hour and a half, by the way. We had the what's this cable called? My head is completely and utterly frazzled. This cable is the flex cable, I don't know, the cable that we have for the volume, the rotor thing, and the power up top. Now, a couple of things to note. I obviously explained how the sticks were broke on the vibrator one, so that was really toxic. Then we had the volume buttons were fine. Taking them and putting them on were absolutely no problem. Then we move on to the almighty power button. Now I know now why the other power button was not working. So this is where, this bit here, I'm going to try and do this as best I can with as much light as I can, so I do apologise if it is a little bit shocking. So at the top here is where the power bit is, and usually there's like the button bit, which is here. The button bit that I found is there. It was attached to the button, but it wasn't connected. So this is the actual button that you push the power on and off switch on for, okay? So that wasn't attached. I didn't realise until I actually pulled the power button out, the actual physical mechanical button, until I pulled that out, that was the issue, because this was glued onto the back of it. So it had completely snapped. So the person that I bought this case from, the replacement back shell, which already had this in it, was screwed. Then I basically had a whole load of other issues, from the motor to, and when I say issues, just fiddly. Like I had my camera rolling, but I wasn't prepared to turn it on because I felt like I was going to punch myself in the throat. I've changed everything round, and this is the old screen. I just need to make sure that the power button works. I am not confident at all that this is going to turn on. I am not confident. I will not be surprised if I have completely bricked this iPhone 5. And now is the moment that we always wait for, and I don't know if I'm ready. So I'm going to try and turn it on. Here we go. This is with the broken screen, alright? Here we go. I'm not expecting magic. I'm not expecting magic. Here, I don't... No. Nope. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Okay, wait. Let me put my pin in. Okay, so here's the phone. The touchscreen works. Is the camera okay? Oh my god, the camera is fine. I don't believe it. Hello. Now that's done, let's replace this screen. Okay, I'm actually going to press the lock so lightly. I'm just going to tap it. Oh my, I could cry, man. I could actually cry. Right, let me change the screen. This could have been a separate blooming video. Okay, so basically what I have to do here is take all my buttons, so my home button and stuff, and the screws, with the camera stuff, and migrate it over to this one here. So I'm going to start off with the camera. Let's start off with the difficult one and get that sorted. So I'm going to undo this screw and undo that screw. Jeez, that was a long one. So if that was back like that, so this one was going up here in the corner, I'm going to take this shieldy bit off. And there's another screw on the side down the bottom here that we take out. We're just unscrewing all from the metal shielding. And then we've only got one more, but this one was a pain. It's not a smaller head, is it? It was a smaller head. Okay, fine. We got it out though. It's really good. I think we just take the metal bracket bit out. Literally what we do. So we've got the metal bracket bit. I'm putting that up there. So it looks identical, as you can see. And then we just need to take this stuff out now. Oh, it's gone in. Wicked. And then there is also like a little, I think they call it like a diffuser, right? The flash thing. Oh, they're snapped. It's already snapped. What? Assuming that's all right. I mean, it looks like it's fitting. Just bend this over, put it in. And then we'll just, we'll add the screws back. So I think I might have messed up because I was meant to put this back on first. I think we're okay, but I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not even too sure now. I'm a little bit lost. Okay. I don't want to put. Can I put this on? Yeah, this has got nothing to do with the top side, so I'm going to put this back on now. Okay, so we're going to try and slide this in to where it needs to go, which is like this, I believe. Obviously, I'm just trying to be as blimmin' cautious as I can be. I don't break anything. I think we're all good. I need to tuck that cable underneath the shield at the top. So this cable here that's loose, I need to tuck that under. That's not screwing into anything. Is that wrong then? Wait, is it this one? Or was it this little tiny one? Look at that. Gotcha. Camera's definitely off. Front camera's definitely off. I've just had a look through. Let me show you so you guys can see. I actually include you on what I'm doing. The front camera, see that how the front camera's off? So I need to fix that before I put it all back together, man. Oh my god. Are we done? Are we done with that? I think so. We're gonna hope and see, aren't we? I mean, probably not. Home button is relatively easy to move over. What? Oh, this bit came out, man. I'm gonna leave it for the time being. I'm gonna put it back together and I'm gonna see what happens that I don't have it on. So that's 2 screws taken out from the home button. I believe we just lift the bracket, but this is where it's it can get tricky because this bracket, oh, Lovely. I think then all we need to do is push through the button, like so. Put it over here. That's wonky. I think that's good. I've just stuck it in as best I can. And now we take this little part, and it's come with a sticky that I just forgot to take off last time by the looks of it. So actually I can take that off now. Okay, it's got brand new adhesive on, so hopefully that is in the right position, because if not I'm now a little bit screwed, and that's 2 in, and that should hit the contacts. I think we're done. I think we're done. Are we done? God knows. Probably not. So let's put this back on. The new screen, sorry, so again we just have to be so careful putting this back. Gonna have the first big one to deal with, and then we got a couple more, etc, etc. So this is gonna be new. Fiddliest bit of the whole thing is this bit. That's a lie. That's a complete lie. Oh my god! I tell you what, this has been the hardest repair that I've ever done. By the way, easily. And I'm now just going to turn it on and see if we have power. We do. Wicked. We do have power. Does it boot? And I just need to test the touchscreen. If we can test the touchscreen, it's all good. Then I'll put it back together. After I put it back together, I'm gonna make sure that there's no cracks and that it still turns on, because I still need to put this little metal bracket over here in. And then once I put the metal bracket in, I'll seal it up properly, make sure the home button works, and we should be good to go. I just wanna make sure that the touchscreen works and that I've plugged the cables in at the top, because I'm pretty sure the very top cable is the digitizer. So as long as I've nailed that, we should be okay. And it works, which is what we want. Camera? Decent. Front facing? Doubt it. Oh, wicked. Okay, let's put it back together. Okay, so first things first, let's just double check that the vibrate works. So if I flick it up, ringer, volume up and down, wicked, and down. Sick. So that works fine, right? Ringer on, ringer off. Ringer on, ringer off. Ringer on, ringer off. Definitely works. Volume up. Volume down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Wicked. Home button, single tap, double tap. Wicked. Lock button. Wicked. Unlock. Sick. Let's get the noise in there for you just so you can hear. Ready? Here we go. Ah, music to my ears, man. I haven't had that button in such a long time. Ready again? Again, light tap. Look at that, man. So cool. This has been such a tough repair. I'm sweating, absolutely sweat. I don't know if there's anything else I should test. We are all good, man. This phone is up and running. I'm gonna put it fully charged and probably give it to my granddad, who can actually get some use out of it. Wait, there's one more thing. There's one more thing. There it is, man. We have fully restored and repaired an iPhone 5. What a journey this one's been. First off, I apologise for the poor lighting conditions that you can see currently, but it is raining kittens and puppies outside. It's awful, so it's very, very dark outside. I don't have the best of lighting setups in here, but I do have some lighting equipment that I've just bought en route. This iPhone, man, we've been on a journey together. Just look at it. I'm so, I don't want to get my greasy hands on it, man. Like, the fact that this is now just working as it should be is amazing. I'm going to quickly just run through the things that we've actually done to this iPhone. First off, we replaced the battery on the iPhone, probably the easiest task out of them all. Then we had the screen replacement, and I broke it because I pushed too hard at where the back camera is, and it cracked the front of the screen at the top. Then I had the charging port error, where the charging port itself wouldn't charge the battery that was in the phone, new or old, so I had to replace the charging port on this device. Fourth little project was I bought a back plate because the back plate was all scuffed at the top here, and now, as you can see, it's absolutely gorgeous. The back plate had a new flex cable in it, but that was broke, so then for the final project we've actually had to replace the flex cable in the phone, so it's 5 in total, and the top button wasn't working. It now is. So I've been on an absolute journey with this iPhone 5. And fun fact, it is the first video that I put up on this very channel. It will now go to a better home, probably my granddad, because he's now trying to get used to using the front facing camera technology that you can use on WhatsApp to speak to family members and friends, etc. So I'm gonna teach him a little bit how to to do that using this phone, get him a cheap little SIM card, just to kind of help him through the lockdown situation that the UK are currently going through again for another 6 months. Because we need to keep our old people safe. All functions work on the phone, the home button, the volume, the lock button, front camera, back camera, the speakers, the microphone, it's all good. And I can't honestly, yeah, it's weird for me making this little outro because this is the first video on the channel. It's the first little project that I went into, and I didn't think that I was going to be able to fix it. The amount of times I turned around and said, oh, it's just not working. It's just been, yeah, it's been a journey. It's been an emotional journey. I'm going to release a video this Sunday, and that is going to be of a little montage of all the videos that I've done previously fixing this phone in like a 10-minute sort of video that just explains everything that I've done with this project. So I can look back at it in the future and go, that's what I've done to my iPhone 5. For those of you who have watched this video, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and hopefully most of you understand the journey that I've gone through with this device. But if not, you can see the videos down in the description. I'll leave a link to them there. If you have enjoyed this project, guys, make sure you thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content from myself, and most importantly, leave a comment if you got this far in the video saying floppy sandwich. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.